Yeah, we're back. Episode 32, 3-2. Trace, dose. Of the Erick and Brad Show, erickandbradshow@gmail.com, erickandbradshow@gmail.com, Spotify, YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on every platform that you can. Thank you, everybody. We're here for another week. How's it going, buddy?
Good morning, Communist America. No, how you doing, buddy?
Good. It's good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you. I'm excited. I've been excited for this. You know what? I didn't get drunk last night, so that's how excited I am for this.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
I didn't either.
Hell yeah. Oh no, I left my phone on. Dirty dog.
Someone calling you?
No, that was a text message. So let's. How was your week? Did we have a good week?
Yeah, it was good. It was, it was a normal week. There's not much going on.
Oh.
Same.
Same. That sucks. Nothing exciting?
No, not really. So I found a new podcast that I like.
Ooh.
It's called Raiders of the Last Podcast. And you may have seen them on TikTok. They got a pretty popular TikTok page. First of all, love the name. Raider, because it's a movie. It's about movies. They cover directors and movie trilogies and franchises and all this stuff. So found them, and Raiders of the Last Podcast. I like it. It's done by two identical twin brothers, which is a cool dynamic in itself. I listened to the Lord of the Rings one they did. I listened to the Harry Potter one they did. I listened to the Tarantino one they did. They did like a 2-hour Tarantino one. And I get that we've kind of definitely beat the Tarantino movies like a dead horse or whatever the saying is. But it was just listening to them. They just recapped all the movies and sort of gave like trivia about them and behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is great. And just listening to a 2-hour podcast of them covering Tarantino movies felt like I had just rewatched all of them in 2 hours, which was like, I was just loving that. But then after listening to that, I had to go back and watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. And I watched Jackie Brown again. Have you ever seen Jackie Brown?
Oh yeah. Jackie Brown's a great movie. Weirdly, like, underrated in my opinion. Like, it's almost as if a lot of people don't even know that movie exists. In my opinion, I didn't know it existed for a long time.
Yeah, well, it came right after Pulp Fiction, so it was definitely a huge step down, but that was okay to do because anything's going to be a step down. You know what I mean? So it was a huge step down. So it was kind of just flew under the radar. But watching it again, it's not bad. It's watchable. It's
Jackie Brown?
Yeah.
Jackie Brown's a great movie.
Yeah,
and it's a really good, like, strong female lead movie. It's like honestly, if you ask me, like, give me a really strong female lead, like, badass bitch. Honestly, that movie's going to come, like, top 15, top 10. Like, she nails it, and it's believable. She's like a badass bitch, and I love the end of that movie. I thought the end of that movie was great. The whole thing in the parking lot, switch of the bags, shit's bomb.
Yeah, it's a good one. So I just did that, little watching party, and I know we've beat it to death, but it's
But let's talk about Tarantino for 10 more minutes.
I love the old Tarantino. Jesus.
Can I railroad you real quick? Because you brought it up there a second. How do you feel about Harry Potter?
Love it.
Really?
So it was like got into it in elementary school, reading and like read through the whole thing. By the time you've
read every book.
Yeah, I think I was in high school. And the last book came out and finished it. So it was like for a long time, while you're waiting for the next book, you just reread the last book. And it was a time when people didn't have phones and fucking didn't even have an iPod at that point. And there was a lot of times in school where it's like, you got to bring a book to school and stuff like that. So it was like a go-to. I just liked the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I I love Harry Potter. I think it's good. I do have a lot of strong opinions about Harry Potter as far as I feel like the first 3 books and movies are real on par with each other. And then after that point, it all starts falling apart. Like, not that the movies are bad. It's just there's way too much information in the book to fit in the movie, which is obvious. That's like so many movies ever. But it's the books were, I feel like, so good after from 4 on that it's like it's impossible to make a movie that does the book justice. Dude, the 6th book is incredible to me. It was my favorite one. I love the Half-Blood Prince. And I remember maybe it was a nostalgic time in my life, but I didn't read that one. I listened to that one on audiobook on a long drive to Utah. And I remember like the whole drive, like, this is badass. Like, because the whole thing with Voldemort and Dumbledore and that where they go back in time and he's talking about him like doing the teaching. It's been a long time since I've read or listened to that whole deal. But like that whole part, dude, so cool. And they don't touch on shit in the book or in the movie. You know what I mean? Like they just skim over a bunch of I mean, and they have to. And then there's a whole beginning of the 6th book with Bellatrix Lestrange or whatever. Can't say her name. But like there's a whole deal there that they just completely skip. And I mean they have to, but from the 4th on, they do that. The 4th book too. Like the whole thing with Rita Skeeter in the 4th book, you know what I mean? Yeah. She plays a huge part in the 4th book, and they like barely even touch on her in the movie, which I get, they have to, but it's...
And listening to those guys, Raiders of the Last podcast, cover the Harry Potter franchise, they both agreed that the 4th book was the best book, and the 4th movie was the worst movie. 4th best book, worst movie. For the 4th one.
Man, I think the 6th. I think the 6th was the movie, not the bad movie, but the 4th movie sucked. But it again, all they did in the 4th movie was hit on all the base topics, and that's in my opinion, in the 4th book, the base topics are the least interesting things that happen in the book. The real like the things that like perk your fucking ears up in the book are all the little details. Like I mean, it's been forever, but I think there's a whole thing about Haggard and the big lady. Like there's a bunch of story going on between them in the 4th book, and like they don't touch on that shit at all. You know what I mean? And I think Rita Skeeter has something to do with that, where something happens and she picks up on that whole deal and someone gets in trouble, and like they don't talk about that at all. I don't know. It's been a long time.
The 4th book's weird too because it's the first time they have like this huge like high school dance pretty much, and they're all trying to find dates, and like Harry's like stressed because he can't find a date, and the guys on the podcast are like, how the fuck could he not find a fucking date? There would be girls lined up down the hall like this. He would be the ultimate celebrity, and he's all can't find a date and stuff. But what's crazy is listening to the Lord of the Rings one and them talking about how much of a feat of the filming and the production is. It's like an accomplishment that should be, like celebrated just among human beings and just filmmakers, just for the feat of actually filming. And they started in like 1999, and it took like a year and a half to film that. And then in the Harry Potter, I believe you could say the same thing as well, because the thing is, to do it, here's the thing. You cast the 3 little children for the first movie. You have to pick 3 children that won't back out as this as these nine movies or whatever.
It would have ruined it. It would have ruined it.
So you have to pick 3 that don't back out. You have to pick 3 that don't, go off the rails, get into drugs, go crazy. You have to, and those Harry Potter movies made $8 billion worldwide. So you have an $8 billion movie franchise resting on the shoulders of these 3 children to do it.
I wonder if they like, I know they're kids, but if there's like contracts signed, that's like, because if I was like a lawyer and that, I'd be like, let's make a contract to where you're going to make this amount for this movie, but you're guaranteeing that we're going to do X amount more movies. If you fuck this up, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get as much money out of this deal. Like, okay, you're gonna make $5 million for this movie, but we're gonna pay you in installments of 5 installments per movie after this that comes out. You know what I mean? And if you fuck up the next movie, you only get the $1 million, and we're gonna keep the $4 million. You know what I mean? So there's
like that, yeah.
You get what I mean? You would have to.
Yeah.
You would think, like, if there's that much money. Although they did replace Dumbledore after the second movie, right?
Because he died. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He died. But here's the other thing. So so think about that with the 3 kids having to do that 10-year stretch or whatever it was. At the same time, so here's the thing with the kids. You have to film it to show them year after year going to school. And you can't miss a year because they would age too fast. Yeah. Or the aging of the actors wouldn't match the storyline. So you have to do this year after year after year after year. So here's the thing with all those movies, for the most part, they used a different director for every movie. For the most part, out of like 9 movies, they used like 5 or 4 or something like that. Because that's why a lot of those movies have a different like style to them. Some are darker, some are lighter, whatever. But you have to do that because one director has to spend that year filming that movie, and he can't do pre-production for the next year of filming. So the directors have to like leapfrog each other because it's too much work.
Interesting.
Because it's too much. Yeah, it's just too much work. One director has to spend like 2020 planning for 2021. So it's like, I feel like I'm just saying with The Lord of the Rings, how that should be a feat recognized amongst people, the filming. I kind of think the Harry Potter should be too, just because how much is riding on on like timing and dedication of everybody. It's just, I don't know, it's crazy.
Yeah, toast my goats. Did you ever get into Richard Linklater's Boyhood? You know all about that one?
I watched it once.
That one, it bums me out. I wish it would have been like, I don't know, probably a different director that had done the same idea. I like Richard Linklater, but he's kind of hit and miss. He's not like, I wouldn't put him up there with like Ballin. He just has Dazed and Confused. You know what I mean? Is his like, isn't it Dazed and Confused? As his like Starship, and then really ever since then he's never really put out anything banging. He's just really hung his hat on Dazed and Confused. I think. Okay. I think I'm right on that. He's put out a few others, but nothing like that. But so for people that don't know, it was such a good idea, and it is crazy to watch. But the movie kind of sucks. It's over 20 years, right? It's a 20-year stint.
I don't remember.
20 or 30 years. I think it's 20 years. But what they
30.
did is he wrote a movie out. Kind of. I think he wrote half of it and then didn't even know the end of the movie and then wrote the other half of it. But they pick a group of characters and they film every single year for 20 years. And it's like this kid's childhood, like growing up.
It's filmed from 2001 to 2013.
Oh, really?
So
I'm wrong?
12 years.
12 years. Yeah. Okay. My bad. But still, it's nutty to see. It's nutty on screen to like legitimately see someone grow up in one movie. But the thing that sucked is it was kind of a dud movie, and it really wasn't that good. It was like it just sucked. I wish like Tarantino would have done that. Then it would have been like, oh my God, it would have been the craziest movie of all time. But Richard Linklater, it sucked because he had this great idea, but then he didn't back it up with a really good story, and that's what fucking sucked. Like,
yeah, well. I thought that it kind of just didn't finish well.
Well, that's what I mean.
I enjoyed
like
the beginning.
I've never watched it again, so therefore I'm gonna just go ahead and put that it's not that good of a movie. It didn't do justice for like how much effort that would have taken to like get that all together and like do that. And they're not getting paid for 12 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
All the actors. That's so much effort. Yeah. Like, I guarantee a lot of the actors are pissed. They're just like, dude, you son of a bitch. Like, that fucking sucked. That was, I don't know.
I mean, but it was critically acclaimed. It got a bunch of awards and shit. But it's like, it's not like,
got a bunch of awards because he was the only person that's ever done that.
Yeah. It's just like he started with a young kid, and the kid's like siblings and parents in 2001, and then like, you know, as the years go, 5 years later, and Ethan Hawke played his dad, which I thought was a really good part of that movie. He played a really good role. And like 5 years later, he'd call him up and be like, all right, we got to shoot a scene. They'd all get together and shoot a little bit and be like, see you in 5 years. 5 years later, hey, we got to fucking wrap this thing up. Get back together. So you see the same characters age over 12 years, which is pretty cool to do. But
Yeah.
that's the coolest part, you know. Yeah.
I don't know why I had to throw that one in there. I guess we're talking about production.
Yeah.
Now that we're
That's
on
up there.
movies, I had on here. I don't know why I had this on here, but I've wanted to get your opinion on this. How do you feel, and have you ever seen Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Mm-mm.
Dude, yeah, watch that movie. It is an old movie, but it's surprising because usually I can't do old movies. If they're too old, it's just like it's hard to watch. I watched this. One of my good buddies, Luke, we went to NIC. It's like fucking had to have been 10 years ago. We went to North Idaho College, and he had somehow like rented out one of their like theater rooms, and was able. And so like 10 of us went in with a few 6-packs of beers and popcorn, and just fucking watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid on a big TV. It was pretty rad.
Yeah.
And I went in like, and he's like, dude, you got to see this movie. And I went in like, dude, we get this theater room and this is the movie you fucking picked, dude. Like, come on. And then I watched it and was like, this movie is amazing. It's so good. Dude, fuck off. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it, so you don't know. And dude, it's the ultimate bro movie. It's the ultimate, like, when you get done, you're going to call your best friend and be like, what's up, bro? Like, let's
God
go.
damn it.
Let's go, bro.
Fuck.
No, you're going to. Anyone that watches that movie, you get hyped up on your bromance. If you have a bromance in your life that you're like, you're bros, like you'll stick together till you die. You'll get done with that movie. You're going to call them and be like, are we barbecuing? Like, did we just become best friends? Yup. Like, dude, it's the ultimate bro movie. Ultimate bro movie. Just,
Okay.
fuck you. Boom. Boom. You got to watch it. It's so good. It's so badass. The end of that movie, too, dude, it's just fucking raw. It's good. For an old movie, I'm telling you.
Wow.
That's going on my top 10. I forgot all about that movie. That's on my top 10 list. For sure.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, last night I watched a movie from 1948, so I'm not opposed to old movies.
And you're rolling your eyes at Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Well, it's just people, it's like every day of my life, people are like, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch that, you gotta watch, you gotta
So
watch, you gotta watch.
1969.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, what'd it get? It got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8 out of 10 on IMDb, and 66 on Metacritic. Telling you, it's good.
66. Okay. I'll watch it. I got time.
You got nothing but time.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it scared the shit out of me. Sorry.
What?
I exited out in a fucking YouTube. I turned your volume way up, and because I was listening to YouTube videos before this, and then I was on my shit and clicked on a YouTube video, just popped up on my screen, full volume, and fucking scared the shit out of me.
Great. Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. Well, Black Friday is coming. You said that you were going to punch someone in the face for a $200 50-inch. That's what you say. Every year you got to get your $200 50-inch. That's what you're going to do.
It's going to be hard pressed to find people to punch nowadays.
Tackle some old lady wearing a
Oregon's
mask.
shut down again. We're on shutdown mode.
Do you think that we'll ever get back to the point where it's like people hanging out without masks, like high-fiving and hugging each other?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Neither do I. Because it's like with North Dakota winters come February, March, I'm willing to put money down on the table that winter's never going to end. It's never going to end. So at this point with the whole corona thing, I don't think it's ever, I think this is just how it's going to be forever. It ain't going to end. I'm watching movies and I'm seeing people, you know, like in crowded restaurants, like shoulder to shoulder or a bar or whatever. And I'm like, why aren't these people aren't wearing masks? What the fuck?
I can't believe this movie. This is so unrealistic. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
some weird science fiction. What weird science fiction movie am I watching? I don't think it's ever going to change. I think this is just fucked forever now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dirty dog.
And people are having their virtual Zoom Thanksgivings.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's so crazy. Sorry.
So dumb.
I was reading an article about, proper etiquette for Zoom Thanksgiving, for virtual Thanksgivings. Oh my God. It's great. It's like if it's okay to talk politics, but if people want to really talk politics, you can move them into their own Zoom meeting, because some people just like that banter, but it might upset other family members and stuff like that. Oh my God.
Yeah, if there's not food involved, we're not doing Thanksgiving. Like, I'm not calling anybody. The whole point of Thanksgiving isn't to we're not doing it so I can see you. I'm doing it so I can get fucking bomb mashed potatoes, some turkey, some ham, some fucking stuffing, oyster stuffing on the side, because a bunch of people will bitch. But the oyster stuffing, fucking, dude, that's what, some cranberry, some fucking afterwards, some Mississippi mud, some fucking, Mississippi mud. I don't know if you know about Mississippi mud.
It's alcohol?
No, it's a dessert. It's a dessert. It's so bomb. It's so good. Oh. Love Mississippi mud. Some graham cracker crust. Some chocolate. It's delicious.
I'm going to be working. I'm okay with that.
You're not going to have a good meal anyways, right?
No.
We're going to see. I'm going to my brother's, and then my sister's driving down. No, I have a half brother here in Oregon. I'm going to his, and then my sister's driving down, and we're all going to meet up at his house and do Thanksgiving. We're breaking the law. Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Oh, my God.
Down. We'll see. Maybe, I don't know. These two families are relatively liberal. They've lived in liberal states for a very long time, and even if they claim to be like on the conservative side, there's still a lot of hints of CNN watching going on. So I don't know. This was all planned before the shutdown, so I haven't talked to him in like a few weeks. So I don't know if it's still on, but I'm down. I want food. I want fucking food. I'll go toe to toe with COVID if it comes down to that. My favorite holiday ever. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
If it gets
I want
between
my turkey.
you,
I want my cranberry.
Well,
I'll be sick for 14 days.
I might be calling you guys in and reporting you. That's what I think.
Well, fuck Oregon, dude. I don't know if it's making national news or not, but pretty much, dude, Oregon, the majority of Oregon is telling our governor to go fuck herself. Like, they're not, people are just done with it here. You can really get a sense of like, there's been a change. There's been a change in people's attitude. I mean, obviously people are still masked, that's everywhere, but the lockdown went on effect on Wednesday, and I don't even understand this, because there's these corporate stores I was driving by, and I'm like, what is going on in there? Like, aren't we on lockdown? Like, I was driving home on Wednesday, and I'm like, are we not on lockdown? I'm not watching the news, but I'm pretty sure they said Wednesday, and I drove by a Chipotle, and there's fucking 15, 20 people inside the Chipotle. I'm just like, what the hell's going on in there? Like, I thought we were on lockdown again. And we were in Multnomah County. We were in Gresham, which is Multnomah County's Portland. That's like the most blue county. But anyways, aside from all that, all these sheriff's departments and shit are coming out and just saying like, we're not enforcing anything. We won't make any fucking
Well, I'm going to call up the governor and say, my friend Eric Beavers is having a Thanksgiving, and you should look into that.
Everyone hates Kate Brown here.
Kate Brown, that's it. I was thinking Kate Bush for some reason.
Yeah, Kate Brown.
Oh, speaking of all this COVID talk, the other day, I feel like I was pushed into a peer pressure panic purchase of paper products at Walmart.
Did you intentionally just do that?
What?
Did you intentionally just do that?
I'm just saying I was pushed into a peer... I was pushed into a peer pressure panic purchase of paper products at Walmart.
You son of a bitch.
Toilet paper and paper towels, because I was at Walmart and the shelves were like empty again, except for like a couple of items. So I'm like, I don't need paper towels or toilet paper, but I'm like, I feel like I should just grab some just because there's only a couple left. So I just grabbed some. I just felt like I was pushed into a peer pressure panic purchase of paper products.
Do you have that written down? It's written
Yeah.
down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course that's written down. What do you call that?
I don't know.
Fucking paradiddle? I
Creativity?
don't know what those are called.
A paradiddle. Jesus Christ.
That's a drum. That's a.
I know what it is.
Oh yeah, you did drumming. That's right. I
Yeah.
thought that was gonna go right over your head. No, you.
I think it probably went over everybody's head except for mine. Yeah, because Americans are only good at two things: shopping and looting. That's all. That's what we're really good at doing. So we're either buying shit or we're taking it from you. Like, I'm either gonna pay for this or I'm gonna take it, but I need it. I need more things to take into my home. I'm either gonna buy things with the credit card or I'm gonna steal things with the credit card or without a credit card.
I can't believe we're back on this toilet paper thing, dude.
I know.
Someone told me that the other day, and I didn't believe it. But now that you're saying it, it's like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we got in right under the wire because we, like a few days before that kid said that, we went to Costco and got the fucking jumbo stack of toilet paper. And we weren't doing it for any reason other than we were out of toilet paper. It was like, well, just go to Costco and go get a big thing of toilet paper. This is ridiculous. What kind of fucking world are we living in? I have no faith. I have no faith in humanity at all. Like, this country is going to crumble. Like, I don't care what anybody says, but this isn't how the strongest country in the world operates. Like this whole fucking thing. We are horrible people. The Chinese are gonna win.
Like, all those people that bought, like, a closet full of toilet paper 6 months ago, are you telling me you're out of it already? So you're buying more?
No, that was 20% got the toilet paper. They still have toilet paper. So now the second wave of people are now we're at 40% and now 60% are still dirty butt cheeks walking around. Just fucking pissed. There's probably a lower percentage of dirty butt cheeks, but a higher percentage of angry people in those dirty butt cheeks that are pissed off.
Okay, so it's all math.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Well, I was peer pressured into it. That's the problem, right? It's like one person grabs one, then the next person grabs one, and then everybody just starts fucking following in line. That's what's the problem. That's the scary thing. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the mob mentality. And it's fucking stupid.
You know what? The one thing that the toilet paper thing sucks, but the one thing that I do enjoy about, I think the fail safe to people panic buying shit is because the only thing that really worries me is food. You know what I mean? That would be the only thing that would suck balls. But the thing I like about the thing that negates panic buying with food is perishable items, because you can't just go buy. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be an idiot to go buy fucking 100 onions. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to work. So it's like, there's always going to be perishable items. Even I remember when the panic buying all hit, the perishable items did get low, but you were still able to go get food. Yeah, all the rice was gone, which sucks, but you're not going to starve because you just got to, you know, as much as Americans like panic buying or shopping and looting, most Americans don't like cooking. So, you know what I mean? Like, they're too lazy to cook. So if you just go to the perishable items section and you just get lettuce and some onions and potatoes, you're going to be fine. You know what I mean? You may not be able to add your fucking Chef Boyardee into the mix, but, you know, you're going to be fine.
Well, I'm pretty sure that first round that happened months ago, the milk was going too.
Yeah, but you can live without.
Is perishable.
I mean, you can live. You can live. And so, like, if you just understand that the perishable items are going to keep coming in, people are too lazy to cook potatoes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the Insta potatoes may be gone. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit may be gone. But if you just will do the due diligence and fucking chop some potatoes and chop some broccoli up, you're good to go. You know what I mean? That shit's going to be there.
That's true.
Yep.
Hopefully.
That will be. Will be.
Yeah. But you ain't going to have any toilet paper.
You ain't going to have any toilet paper.
A few hours after your potatoes and broccoli, you're going to
be eating your potatoes, itching your butt. Like, God damn it. And eating your
Yeah,
potatoes and itching your
you're
butt.
gonna be out of t-shirts in a week.
Yeah.
Yep.
How'd they do it
So
back in the day?
with
Before
toilet paper?
paper. Yeah. They
I
just
have
had
no
dirty butt
idea.
cheeks?
Go to the
Uh,
river.
The river, you just go down the river and fucking... There's still rivers. So if it gets bad enough, they didn't have toilet paper back in the day. When did they start making toilet paper? Fucking...
I don't know.
Never thought about
Like
that.
in England. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get a toilet paper expert on the show.
Maybe.
I just don't like getting pushed into a peer pressure panic purchase of paper products or any
If
products.
you say that one more time, I quit. Okay?
All right. I just wanted it documented.
So, have you watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy?
I have seen some of it.
Okay, so my girlfriend's been on a bender, and that's her show right now. And I've been, I sit, do my normal thing of just making fun of a show as I watch it. But you want to do, can you be Jamie for me? Can you Google some shit for me so I don't have to do this because you're better at this than me? Who is the main, the main guy from Grey's Anatomy, like the hot main doctor that the main actress like dates in the show?
Ah, fuck. I should know his name, but I don't.
I know he wanted to be a race car driver in real life. Like, he's super into race car shit. Anyways, look up this guy and then
Patrick
find
Dempsey.
him. Okay, look up his first wife because it'll blow your fucking mind. Like, and if you can do a screen share, it would be even better for our watcher listeners because I should have done more of a deep dive on this, but I have a theory going that this guy started out, he moved to Hollywood as a young kid and found some 50-year-old lady and started banging her. And that's how he got into Hollywood. Because if you look at his first wife, it makes zero sense. It looks like he's banging his grandma.
He was 21 and she was 48.
Okay. Is there not some fishy stuff going on here? Like, those pictures don't make any sense at all. He's a decent looking dude. He got way better looking, I will say, later in life. He got like very handsome in his beginning pictures. He's not that, but he's not a bad looking guy. And at 21, you don't start dating a 48-year-old fucking lady. That doesn't make
that's interesting.
Any sense at all. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure what happened is he moved there, he's poor as shit, and then finds some millionaire lady, and he's like, hey, I'll fucking bang you out. You just get me into Hollywood. You just fucking get me into the scene. And then she knew a few producers, and she's like, okay, yeah, this is the story I'm playing out in my head. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way. Can you do a screen share for because people?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the people, but I can't. If you want me to do it for you as well.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Sorry? I know this is totally.
I mean,
random.
if this other chick I'm seeing right now is his second wife, she's a lot. She's fucking hot.
That's what I mean.
But the first one.
There's a story I'm playing up in my head. Is he moves to Hollywood? He's broke. He bangs this lady out. She gets him into Hollywood, and then he actually gets a job. And he's like, okay, see you later. Bye. Let's get a divorce. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense how, in the peak of Grey's Anatomy, he was like, dude, he probably rated, and don't they do like a hot guy thing in Vanity Fair or something like that? You know what I mean? Like every year, don't they do the top 100 hottest guys? I guarantee for a stretch, he was up in top 10 for a while. You know what I mean?
Probably.
He was like Grey's Anatomy.
Doctor.
He was their fucking poster child dude in that show.
Yeah.
And if you look at that lady, you're like, whoa, bro. Like, I've been drunk before, but I haven't been that drunk. You know what I mean? Like,
no, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
That's all right.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's hard to envision that when you're a huge celebrity person, I think. But there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I beg to differ. Erick and Bradshaw at gmail.com. Let's hear your theories. Let's hear what you have to say about it. If you're just listening, please go look up his name. What is it? Patrick Dempsey? That's his name, right?
Yeah. Okay, but what if he's 48 and he's dating a 21-year-old? Are you saying that there's a double standard?
No, not at all. And if he was 48 and she was 21, first off, it's not even the same subject because he's a very good-looking 50-year-old dude. Like, he's at the peak of his game at 50 years old. He's killing it. He's George Clooney in the 50. You know what I mean?
Right.
That lady is working at Denny's and they won't even put her in the waiting staff because she's going to scare the fucking customers. She's in the back. She's doing dishes. That's the wife. So there's a totally different thing. If he was working at Denny's at 50, he's the fucking GM out fucking shaking everyone's hand. You know what I mean? Like fucking there is no double standard there. She's a dumpster fire and he's 21 years old dating her. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I guess you don't like my theories. You don't like where I was going with that. I thought I was onto something there. I thought I was doing some armchair detective of Hollywood.
Yeah, it's odd. It's odd. And that show made me want to become a doctor in Seattle.
Oh my God. Shut your mouth.
Because I watch shows and I'm like, fuck, I should have been in the Army. I should have been a lawyer. I should have been a doctor in Seattle. Fucking surgeon. It looks like a fun time. But I haven't seen that much of it. I've just seen a couple seasons of the show.
I can't stand that show. It drives me nuts.
It's a show.
You know, I knew this. Obviously, you know, people talk about this all the time, but I never really dug into it. So there's like here in Beaverton, like kind of close to the Nike World campus, like a few blocks away, there's this giant grass field, like perfectly manicured grass. And then there's this super old 4-story building, and it's a girls' Catholic school. And it's Sisters of Saint whatever. And then next to that, there's an elementary school, which is a Catholic elementary school. And then next to that, there's a Catholic middle school. And then I think a high school. And then it's like how Nike, if you're in Beaverton, Nike has this huge fucking plot of land. Huge plot of land. And it's all Nike. It's just everything it's not a square block. It's like, you know how like cities will be like, it's not a block, but there's like, not in cities, but in like middle-sized cities, it'll be like a big road, and then it'll be like 10 blocks, and you'll hit another big road. You know what I mean? And it's like a main road. You know what I mean? And so like they have a square of, you know, big road, big road, big road, big road. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a giant campus with multiple schools.
Okay. And then the next big square like that down is all Catholic stuff. It's almost like the Nike World campus of the Catholic world in Beaverton. So it's like they have a huge square, and it's not a city block. I don't know what I'm looking for. It's like 10 by 10, you know what I mean, or 20 by 20 block. So, and it's kind of spread out, but I mean they have like, dude, and all this stuff, the Nike World campus, this church stuff, this is prime real estate. This is dead center of Beaverton. They're not out in the outskirts. They are like in the dead center of everything. It's crazy.
Millions and millions of houses potentially.
Yes, exactly. And in like this Catholic place, I mean, they just got a lawn where like everything around it, they're like fighting for a little piece of land. You know what I mean? And they're like out there fucking, I mean, you couldn't throw a fucking Frisbee across this lawn. You know what I mean? It's huge.
Yeah,
it's massive.
Wait, so the one is a girls' school? Like a boarding
girls'
school?
Catholic. Okay, so but I didn't even get into it. Then you got elementary school, middle school, and then
are those all just girls, or those are
no.
Those are
those are co. I think I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just talking to the girlfriend about it, and we were kind of arguing over because they all have different names. It'll be like, you know, the sister Mother Mary's sister school for girls, and the next one will be whatever the name for the elementary school and whatever that. And then on the other side, working a different direction is a nursing home, but it's like Saint whatever's elderly blah blah blah, but it's a Catholic nursing home, and then it works down, and then you got a school for boys, and then you got a retreat, a Catholic, a different Sisters of Sorrows retreat. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
all this Catholic shit, and it's honestly I think they might have more land than Nike does. Like it's fucking, and it's in the middle of it's just in these cool old buildings and shit. Like especially the Sisters one, which I'm pretty sure is a nun. Like I think they're like trying to train nuns there. You know what I mean? I think that's what this building was. I don't know. I'm assuming all this history, but I mean this building's old, so I'm trying to think back 100 years ago. You're in Beaverton. It's nothing like it is now. You know what I mean? I'm like, I think in Oregon they probably sent all the nun women here. This is where they learn to be nuns. You know what I mean? Like this is what
it's like nun boot camp.
Yeah, nun boot camp because it's a huge building. Whatever. Okay, so we get to talking about that, and then I'm really thinking about the real estate. I'm like, man, the real estate is bananas here. And then I'm like, then I look up, and you know this. You're like, okay, churches don't pay taxes. You know what I mean? Like that's what they say. And I'm like, dude. You know how much money and fucking property taxes that is? That is crazy amount of money. Crazy amount of money. You get what I mean? And then so I looked it up. So churches don't, and everyone knows this, but when you really think about it, it's crazy. Churches don't pay property taxes on their land or buildings. When they buy stuff, they don't pay sales taxes. When they sell stuff at a profit, they don't pay capital gains tax. If they spend less than they take in, they don't pay corporate income taxes. They literally don't pay anything, like a dime, dime. And which is fine because in my mind, I'm always thinking just as church. But then you look at this, and it's like you own a fucking 10% of Beaverton. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like. And you're not
they should pay taxes.
You're not paying a fucking dime. But then I'm split on this argument. Okay, of course. No, just hear me out a little bit. Hear me out a little bit. If we started charging them, I'm just devil's advocate here. I only really feel about 10% this way. But in this instant, with this Catholic organization they got going here, owning all this shit, it is kind of cool because they're preserving history and they're preserving land. You know what I mean? Whereas if they had to start paying taxes, they would have to start selling off land. And then it would inevitably get to the point where none of this would exist. They'd tear that fucking building down. You know what I mean? Maybe that one building would stay. But it wouldn't. Whereas like that Catholic girls' school is fucking cool. Like it's cool as shit. Like all the architecture.
It's hot as shit too.
You shut your fucking mouth.
How close is the boys and the girls? Is it close enough to like sneak across the lawn?
No, they keep them pretty separate. It's like 1.5 miles away.
Oh, like, you could do it.
Well,
you could fucking make that trek.
You could.
Hell yeah.
But I do kind of like that they're like preserving this land, and it's like where a lot of things around it are getting kind of ghetto. Their whole plot is very beautiful. And same with Nike. Nike and this church are like keeping this whole section like really green, grass is well manicured, pretty. Whereas if you head across across the street where they ain't that way. Fucking Carl's Jr. You know what I mean? Fucking just that shit coming in. And it's like, then you look over on this side of the street and it's like, oh, this is all pretty. You know, it's all pretty. There's birds chirping. You know what I mean? Everything's fucking pretty and nice over here.
Can you and your dog go play on the lawn?
I don't know. I've never seen anybody there, but there's no fences and there's no signs. I think I'm gonna go test this out. Like let them kick me out. Like fucking why not?
Right.
Like they got this huge lawn. Why can't I go? But then I'm worried if I go do that, the bums might get some ideas. You know what I mean? And then they're like, hey, some nice real estate right there. Let's fucking go set up shop over there.
Yeah.
We don't really have bums in Washington County. Washington County's done a good job about booting them over into Multnomah County. Go on, get out of here.
Yeah. No, I think they should pay taxes because they have a lot of money, and it costs a fee to send your kid there, a pretty penny.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, but that's what if you charge them.
Taxes.
I mean, I get okay. What irritates me, I do get that all the profit they're gonna take 50%. I don't know what the percentages are. 50%, 20%, 25% of all profits made at this place, and it's going directly to the Vatican City. You know what I mean? And now you got Super Pope with trillions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, aren't they the richest country in the world per, like, obvious, or how do you say that?
Probably.
Like, per, whatever. But they obviously have
probably
grips of money. But then also that's kind of cool. I get that that's fucked up, but it's also kind of cool because they've preserved, you know, the Vatican City's fucking, I want to go to the Vatican City so bad. I bet that shit's rad. Whatever. But if it wasn't for that, that shit would be fucking, you know, it'd be a shopping mall. You know what I mean? If they like weren't protected by not paying, you know, if the religiously they weren't protected, which I don't know. I get
just be a bar.
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think there's a lot of cool history that churches maintain because they don't have to pay taxes. So then it allows them to breathe easy a little bit, and then they can maintain history. They can keep these cool buildings. They can pay to have their lawn all manicured and everything pretty. And if they had to pay property taxes on like the land I'm talking about, it'd cripple them. There's no way. You know what I mean? It'd be crippling.
I just kind of feel like they can pay it and maintain it, but
I don't
maybe they
know.
can't.
Not this land.
I don't
Not this land. Only Nike can pay for that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you got to be making some fucking money to have that real estate, have that much land at that dude.
Plus, Nike's probably funneling it offshore and not paying taxes anyway, or however the fuck you do it. You know. I'm thinking that the boys' school can make that trek in the middle of the night. What, some nun's gonna chase you down? Fuck you.
Oh, and then that brought me into the next conversation. We get done with that conversation. I'm like, have you ever even seen a nun? And my girlfriend's like, no. And I was like, I haven't either. Like,
no,
ever.
I don't think I have.
Yeah. And we were talking about that. Then yesterday, I go to Ace Hardware, and what the fuck do I see driving into Ace Hardware? A goddamn nun. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. She wasn't in like...
Was this on Halloween?
No, this was yesterday. I drove to Ace Hardware, which is close. We're 15 blocks away from the Catholic stuff. You know what I mean? And I see the station wagon driving up, and she had normal clothes from here down, but then she had the white strap with the black thing that came down like this. She had the nun headdress, but she had different clothes on the bottom. And I was like, that's a fucking nun. That's a nun. I was like, that's crazy. No, she was like 45, 50 years old.
Okay.
She looked a lot like
Julia Roberts.
Patrick Dempsey's wife.
Jesus. No, I don't see too many nuns walking around the oil field. I mean, maybe I'm just not looking. Maybe it's just, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know? There's some beautiful churches. I feel if I went to the Vatican or whatever, I'd either be in awe and love it, or I would just be nauseous and sick to my fucking stomach.
I just want to know what they got hiding down in those libraries. You know what I mean? Oh, I want to know so bad. I want to know so fucking bad what they got down there. What kind of books they're hiding from the rest of the world. What kind of art pieces they're just like hoarding. And why are they hoarding it? Why are they not letting us see a lot of this stuff? Is it because
you gotta talk to Tom Hanks, man? Da Vinci.
Is it because it would totally fucking undermine their whole religion? You know what I mean? That's probably the reason why. Is they got set. Yeah. It just irritates the shit out of me. They got to know some shit that no one else in the world knows. You know what I mean? Like Lizard Illuminati type shit. They got to know something.
Just because it's so old?
Some piece of his. Well, no. Don't they have a secret library where there's like all these books that no one's ever fucking seen before? I'm pretty sure that's like the whole theory, and I don't even think it's like a conspiracy theory. It's like known that they have a secret like archives that you cannot get to, like public can't get to, and then people in the church, you have to be up to like super high level before you can get access into the archives.
Clearance. Get clearance. Fucking craziness.
I don't know either. What's next?
This fucking thing's stressing me the fuck out.
What thing?
This stupid coin thing that people shouldn't have let me do.
You haven't sold it yet?
Someone just stands by. It's a terrible idea. Don't do it. I have other ideas. Secret ones. About flipping things on eBay. But this coin thing's not a good idea. Because I bought the first coin for 100, sold it for 500. That worked out great. The second coin I bought for 1,300, and I sold it yesterday for 1,500. The one that you tried to get, it wasn't $1,000 profit, okay? It was almost a break even. Couple $100 maybe. Then on Thursday, 3 days ago, they were releasing another coin. They were releasing a fucking coin, and I shouldn't have bought it. It was $2,500. So I bought that because I was like, that's just one that I could flip more. And that one, I just haven't sold that one yet. And now it's priced at $2,900. And after the fees, I'm just trying to break even at this point. I just got to get rid of this third coin, and then I can be free of it. And I'm not doing it again because it's not. But I started thinking, anything that sells out in minutes, you can flip on eBay for good money. So I just started kind of like shoes. People do it, basketball shoes. And, there's other things out there. These coins, fuck them. I can't. I'm so done with it. I shouldn't have bought this third one. I would have been free of it by now. But, so I'm done with that. I'm just done. I can't. I'm just trying to get the fucking thing sold. It's ridiculous. Maybe I'll just take a loss on it. Maybe I'll just price it down a little bit and just take the loss. I don't know. But when it comes to crypto right now, I am dancing in the streets. I am so, oh my God, it is so fucking awesome right now. Everybody is making money right now in crypto. Everybody. Every single person. It's just exciting. I love to see it. Because in January or December 2017, Bitcoin hit 19,000. December 2017. And then it crashed after that.
Uh-huh.
And it's been 3 years. It's been a 3-year wait. But we are back now. Back at all-time high.
All-time high.
Back to like 18,800. And it's taken 3 fucking years to get there. But we did it. I'm so stoked. It's just great. It's great. And after I get this last coin sold, I'm gonna go big into crypto. I think what I'm gonna do is, nobody's gonna understand this. Since Bitcoin is now all-time high, the other coins haven't quite taken off yet, but they're about to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some longs, which we talked about how you long like a stock. Well, we talked about you can short a stock if you think it's going to tank, but you can long a coin too if you think it's going to shoot up. So I think I'm just going to get into doing some longs and make some money off these coins. But I got to get the fucking real, actual gold coins fucking gone first, and then I can do it. It's just a exciting time. So people should consider, what I tell people is, I'm not saying take your fucking life savings and put it in there, but I'm saying you should, if you want to save and invest, you should invest in stocks and gold and silver and crypto. And that crypto is, you can decide if you can put 1% of your savings into it, or 5%, or 1%, just something. I'm just saying. Something that you're willing to lose. It's smart. It's a smarter idea than people think it is. We're back to 18.8. It's been a long time. It's nice to see.
I like it. I'm excited for you. That's cool.
Because it's at 18,000. So in a year, it could be at 100.
Sell some shit, or are you just gonna wait till it tanks again?
Oh well, I'll sell. I'll sell a little bit.
Okay, get some profit out.
Yeah, get some profit out. But then if it tanks again, then what do you do when it tanks again? You buy some. You buy more.
Yeah.
If it tanks again. Yeah, because that's what people should have done when it tanked last time. You buy a little bit. And it goes back up. It ain't going anywhere. It's a worldwide currency. Fuck the American dollar. Fuck the yen. Fuck the whatever. Rubies or ruples or whatever they got. It's a worldwide thing. I'm just saying, don't dismiss. Don't dismiss. People are quick to dismiss. Don't dismiss. It's exciting.
Hell yeah. Can you manage without me for 45 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Coffee?
Coffee. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, Eric's gone now. Time to talk shit about him again. We're going to do an Ask Erick here in a little bit. Hopefully it's a good one. Thanks everybody for listening. ErickandBradShow@gmail.com. I'll just say this: I know that our viewer count sucks, but I think that we have like a handful of people that depend on us, which is cool. I just wish it were more, and I don't know how to make it more. We're not on Instagram. We're not on Facebook. And I really, really love that we're not on Instagram and Facebook, because trying to manage those things is just so shitty. We're just underground. We're so underground right now. It's ridiculous. So everyone that's listening can be like, yeah, I liked them when they were underground. I liked them before they got mainstream. I liked them then. So I was thinking about filming myself playing through a new Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah.
I did it before when I was trying to be a Twitch streamer and failing miserably. I didn't go on Twitch, but I just locally recorded myself playing through Call of Duty Black Ops 3 campaign with like my green screen behind me. And what I did is instead of like, I was at my desk and I'd have the green screen when I tried to do Twitch stuff, but then to film this campaign, I'm like, I don't want to sit at my desk for 9 hours because that's like how long it took. So I moved the green screen behind my couch so I could just sit on my couch. And so all you see for me is you see the couch, you see me, you see the dog, and then the rest of it's just the Call of Duty campaign, and I just play straight through it for 9 hours. So I was thinking of doing that again with the new Call of Duty, but I'm really nervous about it just because I'm not set up to do it, so I have to figure out how to do it, and we'll just see how. And I'm also getting the game not through traditional outlets.
Oh, dirty dog.
We'll just see how it goes. But I was thinking of doing that and playing through the whole thing and uploading it to our channel. And, you know, I don't expect anybody to watch it. It's just kind of cool to upload a 9-hour video of playing through the campaign, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're going to just non-stop it.
Mm-mm. Not this time. I'm going to take breaks.
Okay. Like within a day or multiple days?
Multiple days, probably.
Okay.
Probably
I haven't
2 or
sat
3
through.
days.
I want to sit through a campaign. I've been dying to do that. I've just been waiting for a game. I don't think Call of Duty's the game to do it. When the next Elder Scrolls come out, oh shit, I'm gonna get balls deep in that. Love Elder Scrolls.
But how long would that campaign be?
Too long. You can't
Weeks.
beat an Elder Scroll game in a one sitting.
Right.
But I also do like the Call of Duty style campaigns. But a good one hasn't come out in so long. I feel like a good campaign.
I think this one's a decent one. You know, they got like Ronald Reagan, it's Cold War, Russians stuff.
Oh, I don't even know anything about it.
Yeah. I'm just more when it comes to Call of Duties, I love playing through the campaigns just more for the story and stuff, not for like getting good kills or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like it's like a long movie, but we'll see. I'll probably
last one I only made it through like the first chapter and I was just like, okay, I'm done with this. So that's why I'm not excited about it. I haven't been excited about a Call of Duty since like OG Call of Duty. I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
When it was World War II, I was really into those campaigns. But the last ones where you're like, it's always like there's always something in the campaign where you're like flying down a mountain on a slide and there's like or on a sled or something like that, and it's just like this race of 2 minutes and everything's blowing up around you and it's like this is just so unbelievable. It's ridiculous. Like I can't get into this. It's so Hollywood. It's outlandish.
Yeah. I didn't really get excited about it until I got the idea of just recording the whole thing. You know. Then you're talking to whoever's still watching at that point, and
I'm into it. I'm going
to do it.
Hell yeah.
Jesus
That's fantastic.
Christ.
I have a really unpopular opinion here. That I just, again, I'm not, as we get into this, I just forewarning, I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate on this, and it's really more, I'm just trying to talk through an idea here, because I know this is going to upset people. I know this is going to upset people. But I was in the shower the other day, and I was just thinking, I'm like, why is this man so famous? Like, why? And I know everyone's going to be like, well, because of this. But Dave Chappelle. Like, why is he so famous? To me, his back catalog isn't that impressive. Like, I don't know what he did, and it's obviously just within 2 seasons of the Chappelle Show, he became one of the most famous people in Hollywood. And to me, a few things, again, this is just a thought process. I'm sorry if this offends you, but it really kind of dumbfounds me how so many other people can do so much good quality work in Hollywood and just have a crazy catalog and be less famous than Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle had to do very little work in Hollywood, had to do very little work as a comedian up until recently. He didn't even have a special that was anything. It was a few years ago that he actually had a real special put out. You know what I mean? And yes, he's been doing comedy forever, but it's all been real low key shit. He's, and then he just skyrocketed to being one of the most famous people in Hollywood. And I'm really trying to wrap my head around, like, is it just, and then another thought I had is because I started watching Chappelle Show because it's on Netflix now, rewatching it, and it's good, but I'll say I don't think it aged as well as everyone's giving it credit for. I'm not saying it's bad. It was hilarious and it was groundbreaking at the time. I will say that. But I'm watching it again and I'm like, this shit doesn't age. To me, it didn't age that well. It's like, it was kind of hard to watch a little bit. It was like, yeah, I remember being 16 and being like, what the fuck? This is awesome. But now I'm watching it and I made it through a few episodes and I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, this isn't, I'm not laughing. Maybe it's because I've overwatched it. I know the skits like the back of my, like I've seen them so many times, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do that much work, and Half Baked, okay, like that isn't that good of a movie. It does have like this weird cult following, but it's really just because it's one of the first stoner movies to come out. You know what I mean? Like, so they just get that going for him. The movie sucked. You know, in my opinion, that movie really sucked. Like, it wasn't that well made. It's just, it was the first of its kind, really. So that's what makes it this cult thing. But other than Chappelle Show, 2 seasons or 3 seasons or whatever, and Half Baked, what else is on his resume? You know what I mean? Like, there's not much. Up until, I will say, Sticks and Stones is one of the best specials of all time. I will say, it blew me away. I was jaw to the floor. Like, and he did the one right before that, because he did 3 of them, just bam, bam, bam. Right? I think that's how it goes. And he did them all on Netflix, just bam, bam, bam. I think Sticks and Stones stands out as incredible. The other one, it was okay. Sticks and Stones was just like fucking, hilarious. I can listen back through the whole Jesse Smollett bit, fucking hilarious. Like, all that shit, so goddamn good.
No, so the one before that was the one where he met OJ 3 times.
Yeah.
That one was amazing. That one was fucking amazing.
I think Sticks and Stones was 30-40% better than that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on it, but let's compare that to some other people's careers. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you haven't even. Let's go with Bill Burr. Way less people know who Bill Burr is. Bill Burr's put out way more specials. Technically, at this point, his TV career is fucking far superior to Dave Chappelle's. He's been on Breaking Bad. He's been on The Mandalorian. He's been on he has his own F is for Family. He's been on dude, his resume is getting pretty fucking stacked, like, of big roles. And not like Breaking Bad wasn't a huge role, but he definitely played a fucking part in Breaking Bad. Like, and then
but they're not like shows that his contribution, it didn't like shift culture.
Okay.
Like the Chappelle show.
Okay. So that's it. That's all he really can stand on is the Chappelle show, which I'm just arguing it a little bit. I'm not saying I don't think he's a badass, because he is, but it just dumbfounds me a little bit that to me he didn't do that much, and he's like, everyone is just like, he's a god. You know what I mean? I bet you his new Rogan fucking appearance probably is top 10 fucking views out of all Rogan episodes. You know what I mean? Fucking, which it's just like crazy to me. It's just like all he did was Chappelle Show, and he's been on a 20-year fucking just didn't have to do shit, and he's still just like a god. Where so many people have put so much work and done so much and are less famous than him, and it's like that's crazy to me.
Well, okay, I don't agree, but it's like because of my generation, like my top 2 stand-ups of in my opinion,
I have a feeling I'm gonna get mad at your top 2.
No, for my age would be Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. Those are mine, and I know everybody older than me has different ones. You know, George Carlin and stuff like that. But for me, I have to be honest to me and like what I've lived through. Those are my 2 favorite ones that are tied for number 1. But the thing is, with Dave Chappelle, it's because he turned like into myth, into legend.
Yeah,
because
yeah. It's almost like he did
away.
that right on having one of the most famous shows ever and then disappearing. And then there was all the rumors like, yeah, then everyone was like speculating on what that was all about. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
No,
it's
totally.
It's like an artist dying young. It's like an artist dying young after
and then
one
it's
album.
Like he did it fucking perfectly. And then he comes back and now he's the fucking king of the world. Like,
but he's still mythical.
Which is crazy. Now he's back doing shit and it's crazy. It's just crazy to me. It's just weird to think about. To me, it's just, I don't know, a little bit, great. If you play devil's advocate a little bit, it's like, he didn't have to do very much. Like, he didn't have to do very much work to become a god.
Well, like, and there's those myths and legends and stuff of him, like, I think it was like in Seattle, where he would just like, you know, take like an amp or whatever and a microphone and plug it in and just start doing stand up like in the park. You know what I mean? And those are those crazy stories you hear. And like then you have the show and it's like this giant huge show, like huge demand for it, and then just leaves because people are trying to do shady business behind closed doors, and like leaves and goes to Africa, and everyone's like, what happened, and then comes back with these huge Netflix specials that are like, because I think if you took that much time off, then it'd be hard to get back, and people would be like Eddie Murphy wanting to do stand-up again. People are like, I don't even think he can do it, and stuff like that, because he's been gone for so long. But then Chappelle comes back, and it's just like, bam, 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 like he got even better, and it's like, what? And that, I think it's that Sticks and Stones, where he tells the story about some pimp who like wrote a book on pimping. And that's like the greatest story that I've ever heard in my life. It was like, because the thing about when I watch a Chappelle special, which I like about him, which is very kind of George Carlin-like, it's not like you're just going to get a bunch of one-liner bullshit.
It's like, very smart.
You're going to get an education.
That's what I said. Sticks and Stones is number 1 to me. That's one of the best. Like, I was jaw to the floor. I was like,
you're going to learn. You're going to sit there. You're going to sit there for 20 minutes, not laughing, but you're going to be learning so many things. And then all of a sudden, he'll make you laugh, and then he'll teach you something again.
That one bit about pulling the joke out of a hat and reading the fucking end of the punchline. He's like, I'm so good at comedy. I just pull a fucking joke out and I'll make it. And dude, when he wrapped that whole bit up, because it took like 25 minutes to like go full circle with that fucking joke, I was like, dude, that is one of the smartest jokes I've ever heard in my life. Like the fact that he came up with that whole bit, fucking brilliant. Like, no, I am saying like that before that special, I would have argued it more. Like, dude, all he did was a sketch show where he just pushed like racism. That's really, you know, pushed the envelope on like race. Like,
funny. I don't know. It's like if you go back and watch and you were to be like, I'm gonna watch 3 random seasons of Saturday Night Live, you'd see a bunch of shit in there that's not funny. You know what I mean?
But Saturday Night Live is consistently not funny. They've done funny things. Yeah, once every 10 episodes they'll do something hilarious. Right. I'm a hater of Saturday Night Live. I think that
so
show
Dave
sucks
Chappelle has a better
balls.
has a better like score record. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay,
I think the whole mythical thing really helps.
let me throw another example out there. Like if fucking Trey Parker and fucking Dave Chappelle walked into a room, Dave Chappelle would have 80% more people crowded around him. And Trey Parker has done leaps and bounds more work for 30 fucking years, 25 years of just grinding shit out. One of the one of the most famous fucking shows of all time, groundbreaking. Okay, so if you want to talk about a groundbreaking, culture-changing show, you have South Park. Okay, then you have the Book of Mormon. You have, they're just doing crazy shit and a whole career of never stopping, banging that shit out. And Dave Chappelle's more famous. That's what I'm getting at. There's a perfect example right there. Dave Chappelle's more fucking famous than him. And it's like, dude, he's done the amount of work Dave Chappelle did versus the amount of work Trey Parker did is not even close. He's a fucking footnote. Trey Parker could have wrapped up Dave Chappelle's whole career in 1 year. And fucking, he's been doing it for 25 years. You get what I'm getting at? Like, is there not an argument there to where, like, that guy's done way more work and he's not nearly as famous?
He's worked more. But it's like, I would be around Dave Chappelle.
I would go I would fanboy around Trey Parker more because I would honestly, now that I'm thinking about it even more, I'd be like, he's done more. He's funnier. He's tried and true. He's put himself out more. He's put himself out more to get criticized, where Dave Chappelle hasn't put himself out that much to get criticized. It's like, well, that's not.
So, whoever the actor is that's been in most movies deserves more credit.
Dude, I'm just saying. Do I not
know
have?
What I mean?
Do I not? No. Do I not have some argument there? Especially with the Trey Parker one. Like, come on. Is there not some argument there to like, come on? Like, isn't this kind of weird that Dave Chappelle is a god amongst men? And Trey Parker, like, dude, so many people Trey Parker could walk down the street and they would have no fucking idea who he is. And it's it's like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
And I do get that he's hidden behind the scenes more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With most of his shit. Rightfully, like, okay, there's an argument there. But that's all I'm saying. Just playing a little devil's advocate on Dave Chappelle. Like, it's just a little weird. There's a lot of other people that have done a lot more work that is top-notch work, and they're not on this god level that Dave Chappelle's on. And it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me that all he really did was the Chappelle Show 2 seasons, and boom, he's fucking a god. And it's just like, man, that's crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's like, to me, it's just, there's something about his look and his personality that just, I don't know, everyone wants to be like him or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, really, that's what I'm attributing it to it more. It's like, it's just something about his character that people just, like, love. There's just something character-wise about him that people are really attracted to. That's all I'm getting at. I don't think you can argue his fucking work ethic is what makes him a god. I don't think that you can't argue that. And you can't argue art is what yes, he's a great artist. But if you're just saying, if you're just going to go on, no, he's like really good at art. It's like, well, what are you talking about? I can give you multiple examples of other people doing really good shit and they don't get nearly the credibility, like they're not getting the same fucking recognition. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry. ErickandBradShow@gmail.com. Sure, I'm going to hear about this one. Fucking, but whatever, I don't mind having a differing opinion than, what mainstream liberal media wants to tell you to believe in.
Yeah, it's, but you understand the other side of it.
I do. No, I do. I just want to argue a little bit. I just wanted to argue. I was in the shower thinking about it.
I see what you're saying, but he's a god. He's a god. But I understand what you're saying. And look, Half Baked was good because everybody who watched it was fucking barbecued.
I think the other guy in that show, what's that guy's name? The other comedian. Yeah, dude, that guy, he's funnier to me. I love that fucking dude.
He's not funnier, but he's a monster. He is, because he went on tour with Metallica and opened up shows for Metallica.
Yeah,
fucking that's crazy.
So I'm saying there's so many, and then there's so many people like that too, that maybe don't have this god level of work done, but there's so many fucking killers out there that just go totally unrecognized. Just, especially in the comedy world, that are just fucking killers that don't get any Mitch Hedberg. Fucking, you know what I mean? Just like
I ain't never seen them do a special. After watching other specials, they don't leave me like a Dave Chappelle special does. That leaves me thinking about it.
only
and
sticks
really
and
like
sticks. Okay, but I did say that. I did give. I said at the beginning, Sticks and Stones was fucking incredible.
Is that the one where he tells the story about the pimp? That is such
I don't
a
know
good
what
fucking
story you're talking about. The pimp. I know Sticks and Stones has the Jesse Smollett bit. It has the one pulling the jokes out of the hat. Fucking it has the tranny that he made out with, or that he kept dancing with in Portland or whatever. Fucking.
I don't remember that.
Has the ABC people bit, the fucking, or the alphabet people fucking driving in the car bit. Yeah.
That was brilliant. No, there's like the pimp story where it was like this book about pimping. And it was like this, there was this pimp who had a girl, and it was like his main girl, like his bottom bitch or whatever, that like controlled the other ones, and she wanted to quit and like leave, and he told her, fine, go ahead, but then he said, like, do this last guy for me, and there was like this and like while she was with the guy, like he had a heart attack and died, and then she called him, and he was like, we have to get rid of this body, so like put it in a giant carpet, roll the body up, get rid of it, take it out, throw it somewhere, get rid of this guy or whatever, but now we like have this secret together, you can't leave, and stuff like that. And the whole thing was like an act, like the pimp like hired the guy to do it, like he wasn't really dead, something along those lines. But I was like, god damn, that was a good story. That was a good fucking story. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that must be one of the other specials, because
it might be. Yeah, it might be.
I've watched the Sticks and Stones a few times, and you're not ringing any bells.
All right, maybe it's not Sticks and Stones. It was good though. I like Dave Chappelle.
What do you got?
Oh, I have a question for you. Do you want to do an Ask Erick?
Yeah. Ask Erick.
Are you ready? Okay. So this is an Ask Erick question, but it's really an Ask Amy question. I'll just do this for one more time. Amy Dickinson writes the syndicated advice column Ask Amy, which is carried in over 150 newspapers and read by an estimated 22 million readers daily, started in 2003. So this is an Ask Amy letter that is just going to become an Ask Erick letter. So, Ask Amy, Erick. Ask Erick. Erick, dear Erick, we have close family friends with a beautiful and charming 19-year-old daughter. She is like a niece to us. My husband has made her uncomfortable twice by remarking, look at Kelly, when she's entered a room dressed up for an outing or work. The being the sort of sound one makes in appreciation of a delicious-looking food. Her discomfort was clear. She turned red and exited the room both times. He is now following her on Instagram and likes every single post she puts up, and she posts frequently. I've spoken to him about not commenting on her appearance, especially with the loud noise. He seems slightly mortified. Do I need to suggest he stop with all the Instagram attention? It seems kind of creepy to me, but perhaps I am seeing something that's not even an issue. I remember receiving unwanted attention from middle-aged men in my teen years, so I could be projecting here.
Yeah. This one's weird. Fucking.
It is weird.
Stop with it. Yeah, just don't like any of that shit. I wouldn't unfollow. You know, if I was sitting in a room with just him, I'd be like, okay, dude, you gotta stop.
Really?
You know, we gotta stop liking him just because this is gonna. Only because you just don't make this. Let's just not make this a big deal. You know what I mean? Let's just get her to stop bitching, get your wife to stop bitching, stop liking shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know where to. There's so much here. I don't know how much I want to unpack on this. God damn it, fucking. I think it's. I don't. God damn it.
If I was in a room with a bunch of adults, and their 19-year-old daughter came out, and she was.
But it's not their daughter, right? It's a family friend.
Yeah. It's the they're hanging out with her parents.
Yeah.
And the
But
19-year-old
there's no
daughter
relation
comes out.
between the father and the girl
No,
that came
no.
out. Yeah. Okay.
And she comes out dressed for work, and one of the guys in the group is like, look at Kelly. I would be like, whoa, dude. Whoa.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. But then to go to him and be like, listen, man, I don't know.
Well, no, I wouldn't like go out of my way, but I mean, if I was in that situation, like if I was the fucking, I don't know, a buddy of his or something like that, and this situation was playing out, and I had to have that conversation with him or was in that, I don't know, dude. It just goes down to fucking men. It's just men. You know what I mean? Men are fucking. Especially, I feel like you get into your late 20s and 30s and you really start seeing what men are. Like, because when you're a kid, like the conversations 50-year-old men have amongst themselves, they don't include you in. You know what I mean? When you're like 18, you're not included in that shit. You're a kid. They don't want to have those conversations. And then you grow up, you hit 30 and you hit more of a respectable age and you get around older guys and you realize, like, dude, they're having the same conversations you're having at 13 years old. You know what I mean? Like the same dirty, weird, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, you know what I mean? The same perverted, weird conversations. They're just men. All men. Stop. Let's just stop with this fucking, you know, we're all fucking pieces of shit. You know what I mean? That's how men are wired. We're wired to look at every girl, no, despite of age. You fucking tell me a 65-year-old guy doesn't fucking see an 18-year-old girl and go like, damn. You know what I mean? Of course he does. Like, of fucking course he does. Like, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, an 18 is like, that's fucking gross. That's weird. Okay, I'm sure it is weird being an 18-year-old girl, but it's like, what are we doing as a society and as a culture? You know what I mean? That shit's not gonna change. And just like sweeping it under the rug, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like, just have the conversation with guy. Stop, like, maybe explain to him how Instagram works. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he doesn't quite understand that that's creepy to like every fucking post there. Be like, stop it. Like, you know what I mean? But like, if we're gonna have a conversation like rewiring him, that's, you know, that's not gonna fucking change. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I mean? Like the creepy side of this dude, like looking at this girl, like, you can't put yourself in a situation where 20 years down the road, you have a daughter and she brings a fucking girl over and you're like, damn, you know, that girl's fucking hot. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, let's all fucking be real here. Let's all be real, like, what men are. You know what I mean? Fucking, okay, whatever. Brad's fucking perfect, I guess. Brad's just fucking politically fucking correct, morally fucking in the eyes of God, like straight down. I don't buy it. I don't fucking buy any of it. I've heard way too many men say, like old guys say some fucking brutally ridiculous shit. That's just like, oh, that's gross. And it's just like, oh no, that's just all men. That's just who they are. And whatever conversation you want to have, like, oh, they're all pigs, like, fuck, yeah, we are. That's what we are. It's what we are. And a dude claiming not to be a pig, worry about that motherfucker way more than worrying about the dude going, you know what I mean? Like, at least you fucking see, you know it. You know what I mean? He's put it all out on the table. You know exactly who he is. You know what I mean? You're seeing it. It's the fucking Catholic fucking preacher acting all fucking high and mighty. He's the one that you got to watch out for. The guy's claiming to fucking be perfect and the fucking, you know, like, oh, I don't fantasize about other women. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, you piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're the creepy one. You're the creepy one. Like, that guy's not creepy. That's totally fucking normal behavior. But maybe he's just a little socially doesn't understand, like, hey, like, you know, you're being a little weird, that you just need to have the conversation there. Like, dude, fucking stop, bro. Like, fucking, yeah, look at her all you want, but fucking take a little middle clip and then do in your own head. Like, fucking don't fucking say that in front of other people. You know what I mean? Like,
Erick and Bradshaw at gmail.com.
There's my fucking spiel.
All right.
I didn't want to unpack that, and you made me unpack it. I was so hesitant, like, God damn it. Okay, here we go.
I get what you're saying. You can't rewire them. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
However, timing, or maybe just not even timing. Just shush, say less.
Yeah,
Just
the
fucking,
old men. That guy grew up in the fucking, I don't know, whatever. This guy grew up in the 60s and 70s, man. Like, they don't understand that shit. Like, fucking, they're old men. They went through Vietnam and shit. Like,
okay, it doesn't tell us how old he is. He could be 40.
I'm just assuming. He could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of assuming going on with this. You know what I mean? There's a
Yeah,
lot of assuming
there is.
there's a lot of assumption just on the other side of that. On like you know what I mean? Like, maybe they're being fucking dumb. And he's just like, maybe it's way more innocent than they're making that out to be. And the wife's just a fucking, the wife's just some fucking woke ass bitch. And this 18-year-old is being weird because, just she's like, oh, damn, you look really good. Like, you know what I mean? She's like, how dare you say that? And it's like, whoa, bro, there's a lot of different levels of, you know what I mean? There's a lot of like, if you know what I mean? You look really good today. You know what I mean? And she may be like, no, you fucking didn't. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, bro. And then the wife's like, how dare you? It's like, what the fuck did I just do? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, why is all these bitches coming at me? Like, no?
I guess
no?
that's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. And he's following her. He's following her on Instagram, which is interesting in itself because it's like,
or he's super creepy, or you know what I mean, or he's just super fucking creepy. And what do? You're fucking married to him. If he's that fucking bad, get a divorce. I don't know what to fucking tell you. You know what I mean? You're the one married to him. Why are you asking someone else? Like, what do you feel comfortable with? You know what I mean? Like, think for yourself, fucking woman. God damn. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. Well, it's like, should you follow? Why would you want to follow your buddy's daughter on Instagram? I don't even know why you would want to. You know, I don't know. That's fucking weird.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, if you wanted to be creepy,
but what
you
if
just not follow them?
Okay,
maybe.
But that's what I mean. An old guy might not. That's what I mean. Older people don't completely understand social media and like what things mean. You know what I mean? Like fucking, and so like I could see like, most of the men in my family that are over a certain age, they don't even do social media like at all.
Yeah.
But I could totally see the old, like he's like, oh, this is a family friend. Of course I'm gonna follow them. You know what I mean? That's like a. Okay. We have a we're relatives. Why wouldn't you? Blah blah blah. And then like fuck, dude. You see old people and they literally will like, you know what I mean? Like old people like my mom. Like getting on my mom's Facebook is just so weird. It's like it's a different realm of Facebook. Old people Facebook. You know what I mean? And like all their little groups, like they like you know what I mean? Just because they're like friends. Whereas like once you get under 40 years old, there's like you're saying something by liking someone's Facebook post. You know what I mean? And it's all this you know what I mean? And old people they don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like they're just like. Like I'm not here just defending the shit out of someone if he is this creeper fucking dude. But I'm saying there's a lot of I'm going to take the man side of this argument and being like I can pick apart and see all the things to where it's not as creepy as it's coming out. Maybe it totally is. But it's like, one, I can say a lot of old men don't really understand social media. And I can totally wrap my head around, one, him following this girl, liking everything she does, and also saying, that's good. Okay, yeah, I'm just devil's advocating that. You know what I mean? There's my 3 arguments on that.
Yeah.
Could it be weird? Absolutely. It could be very creepy. It could be. Yeah. But we can't tell. You know what I mean? We're not there. We're not seeing it. You know what I mean? We're not in the relationship of this family. Or
this fucking weird family with their hot 19-year-old daughter. Yeah, that's a good point. So the thing is, like, and you see old people share like a post that says like, if you love Jesus, you'll share this. If you like the devil, you won't share this.
That's what they don't understand social media. They don't. You don't
have to share this fucking thing.
Yeah.
But I guess say there's another 19-year-old in the family and he followed her and is liking all of her pictures. Those intentions might be clear and obvious. And maybe not in the family, but you know what I mean. 19-year-old to 19-year-old. Mm-hmm. And you're maybe an old dude just doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know. I think I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But the best point is you're married to the fucking guy. Have you not seen this before from him? I'm sure you fucking have. I'm sure you should know who the fuck you're married to. That's a great point. I don't know. If I was in a room though and their daughter came out and some other guy was just like, look at Kelly, I'd be like, whoa.
Yeah,
like, whoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it to yourself, guy. Jesus Christ. You gotta, I don't know. And the other thing is, I guess, if you really wanted to be creepy, I think what you would do is not press that follow button, and you would just go and just, look at their pictures undetected.
Yeah.
But you'd probably tell that to him, be like, dude, if you think she's hot, just don't follow her, just go look at her pictures.
Yeah, go find her OnlyFans page, you fucking idiot. Like,
yeah, he'd be like, what are you talking about? He didn't even think about that. And it's just some weird shit going down. But yeah, you can't rewire that fuck. That old bastard.
Yeah. All men are dogs. It's true. I don't care what kind of mask Brad wants to hide behind. Fucking, he's just like the rest of us.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna deny that.
So, my dog, we got a golden retriever, and this dog loves everyone. You know what I mean?
Penny?
Like she's just that's her gig. You know what I mean? She's not a protector. You know what I mean? She's not fucking pointing at shit. She's just a dumb fucking floppy dog that just loves everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the other day we're in bed and she fucking, and both of us are like, what? Like, Penny's never done this. And then it kind of got me worried. I'm like, oh, something actually might be happening right now, because she this isn't normal behavior for her. So I get up, in my boxers. It's pitch black through the house. And I'm like,
oh, great.
And I kind of heard something. But we had the washer running in the other room. So I was like, this is probably just the washer. But I'm like, I'm going to go investigate, make sure. Because we're not like a ghetto neighborhood, but it's like totally possible some sketchy shit could be happening in the neighborhood. I mean, my fucking mail got stolen the other. You know what I mean? We're right in a bad area, close to a bad area. And fucking... So yeah, I get up like, okay, let's go check out what's going on. And I thought about grabbing the shotgun, you know what I mean? But I was like, I'm just gonna go investigate, because I'm pretty sure it's probably outside of the house is what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. And so it's pitch black, dude, and I'm walking through the house, and fucking here, hold on, just a second.
Okay. Oh God, I hope he didn't kill somebody.
It's pitch black. I'm walking through the house. And I'm taking, like, slow fucking steps. You know what I mean? Like, listening, and then I just hear... As I stepped out, it was, like, the most fucking perfect... Dude, I'm, like, trying to be all sneaky, and I just stepped down. I was like, dude, if you were a robber... I don't know, dude, my fucking girlfriend's just laughing her ass off in the other room, like, trying to be all stealthy and just... I don't know. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Wait, so what was she growling at?
Nothing. I think she just heard the washer going off. But I did the stereotypical, like, go check the house. You know what I mean? And, like, I'm fucking in my boxer. And then just hit the fucking squeaky toy. I thought it was hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
Is that not funny? Is that not a good...
That's funny.
It would have been funnier if I did have the shotgun. You know what I mean? I'm walking through.
Yeah.
Whee!
Boom! Yeah, that's it's good to have a dog. That's the number one sign right there, that growling in the middle of the night. You're like, oh shit, good thing I have this thing next to me. I always just think there's somebody in my fucking house.
Have you ever actually had it happen? Because when I was a little kid, we actually had someone breaking into our cars out in our driveway.
Yeah.
My oldest brother was training a duck dog. It was a lab. and he had spent a lot of time. This dog was incredibly well trained, one of the most well trained dogs I've ever seen in my life. And he had to go like do a job or something. And he left this dog at our house, and I was probably in the third grade or something like that. And someone was in the middle of the night, dude. This dog, I've never heard a dog like ever heard a dog like this was Cujo shit. She fucking the deepest growl I've ever heard. She woke up everyone in the house, and it was just this. It didn't bark. She never barked. She just and just fucking went to the front door and was just standing at the front door, and she was like gonna kill someone, and everyone in the house like, what the fuck? And then I don't remember if we called the cops or what happened, but she fucking lost 20 minutes of her just freaking the fuck out. And then yeah, the next day we got a call from the police or something like that, and fucking they'd found a bunch of he just went through all of our cars and fucking broke into all the cars and stole a bunch of checkbooks and shit like that. And they'd somehow like caught the dude later on that night and fucking arrested him and found a bunch of our shit. And like the cops, the story was the cops were saying like this dude was like bad fucking news. And they're like, good fucking thing you had that dog, because this guy was like not a good fucking dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, ballsy.
That's where I'll give dogs. That's where it is nice to have dogs, because most people will not fuck with dogs. You know what I mean? If you're going to break into a house, you hear a dog, you're like, okay, next house. You know what I mean? Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. That did happen to us once. And they went through our cars, but it was in our garage too. So it was like when I was a little kid. The garage doors were closed, but the garage door had a back door, so they went through the back door. And then all they took was a bunch of CDs and change out of the cars. Didn't come into the house.
No dog?
But no dog. I don't think. It was, that might have been real close to the time we got a dog. And the parents were kind of sketched out about it, but I really didn't even, I was very little. But then recently, like a couple years ago, my parents' house in Priest River got broken into while they were asleep, and like phones and money got taken, like from the kitchen while they were asleep in the bedroom.
Jesus Christ. No dog.
No dog. They have a dog now.
Locked doors?
No.
Yeah,
no, the
you
doors
don't do
weren't
that.
locked.
It's crazy how many people, and now that I live in Oregon, I can't fucking. When I first moved here, I couldn't wrap my head around everyone locking shit. Now I can't wrap my head around leaving your shit unlocked, just because it's so prevalent. Like everyone's just, you don't leave your shit unlocked, or someone's gonna steal shit from you. Like,
yeah,
makes you miss living in a small town. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess that shit still happens in a small town, but it really doesn't. The thing about fucking, that's so ballsy to do in Idaho. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Dude, you're gonna get shot.
And it was like they got up in the morning, called the cops once they noticed like my phone's gone. Where's my phone? And then the cops were like, yeah, it was like the 2 houses before you and the house after you have all called us. It was like 4 houses in a row in Priest River. It's like, that's ballsy.
Dude, you're fucking meth out of your mind or something. You know what I mean? You're so high. Because if you have any logical sense, you're like, dude, I'm gonna get a shotgun to the fucking face. Like,
yeah.
That's why people here in Oregon don't give a fuck, because they know no one's fucking packing a gun. You know what I mean? They're all like, oh, these fucking, no one has a gun. Yeah. You really don't assume people have a gun in their house. And it's like, yeah, you don't do that shit in Idaho. You're going to get shot. Absolutely. Like, most people in Idaho are like waiting for the day that they get to blast someone in the chest. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, is today the day? Woo! You know?
Yeah. Fuck. It's the thing is, here's the secret. Have a dog. It's a warning sign. The symbiotic relationship, the mutually beneficial relationship between human beings and dogs started with that I give the dog food and the dog tells me when danger's coming. That's the original relationship between the two. And that's still the relationship now. It's like you get it's like a cheat code. Before the door gets kicked in, you get a warning sign behind it. It's just that's the trick. And it's a good trick.
And then people start fucking making golden retrievers that don't. I guess maybe she did just show me that she is capable of it, but I didn't think she was capable of it. I was like, this is like a fucking.
She's capable.
I guess.
Yeah.
How's your dog? Would your dog freak out? Does she growl?
Yeah. He.
Yeah. He does a good protective
I think
job.
So.
Yeah.
it'd be a shitty time for someone to break in because it would just be there's guns and there's a fucking dog.
Have you seen it in action? Have you seen her fucking sorry, I keep calling her her. You ever seen him fucking get mean? Get serious?
There's one time that comes to mind when we used to go on walks all the time. There was one guy who and the dog had never done this before. There was one guy who was like, "Oh, I love pit bulls. Fucking, can I pet him and stuff?" And the dog was just like, like when the guy was trying to pet the dog. And I was like, whoa. I was like, he's never done that before. Like, that's fucking weird. He didn't like the guy for some reason. It was weird.
Huh.
But usually, like, when people come over, like, friends, he's just wants to play with them.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
you know, I don't know. I definitely think in the middle of the night, if there was a situation, it wouldn't be playtime. It'd be warning time.
Hell yeah.
Just warn me. Yeah. Let me go pee, and then I have an article to read.
Okay.
So talk to the people.
Okay, he's going to go pee.
Okay.
Okay, guys. I'm going to just go ahead and take this time to set up a little bit. So when he gets back, he'll do his article. But when he gets back, we're going to do this thing to where I have a segment set up in this show that is horrifically bad. And I want to do it, but I'm nervous about some people will be listening to this and it's too graphic. It's too graphic, and I'm telling you, it's gonna get real bad. So what we're gonna do is it's a joke. I'm gonna start telling the joke, and then I'm gonna edit it out. So you're gonna hear if you're listening to this podcast, it's gonna get edited out. The whole meat of this joke is gonna be gone because it's too graphic. And if your mom's around, anything, like, people are going to be like, what the fuck are we listening to right now? So we're going to edit it out, and what we're going to do is I'm going to tell the beginning, and if you're listening to it through, you're going to hear the beginning, and then the middle is going to get chopped out, and you're going to hear the end, and then at the end of the episode, once music plays, credits roll, everything's done, I'm going to edit that part that I edit out is going to be at the very end. So if you want to hear it, just keep listening through, and then I'll edit the beginning in, you'll hear the middle, and you hear the end. You hear the whole fucking thing through. But I'm giving you full warning that if you're sensitive at all, just once the music starts going, just fucking end the episode. But if you want to hear it, go through. And I'll do one more little quick warning right when this is going in. But I'm telling you, it's bad. I'm assuming Brad might not like this segment, but okay, go ahead. We can do the article, Brad. Brad's back.
Okay, this is just going to be a weird in-depth thing about sharks.
Okay.
But I found it interesting and it's terrifying. I read this article about the economy, the amount of money and like economy that whale watching brings to Alaska. It's like $50 million a year or something.
What?
Like contributing to the economy of Alaska, the whale watching business, and how important whales, because it's like a feeding ground for whales up there, and it just brings in a lot of people.
That's a lot of money.
Which was interesting. But then I found this article that was like, scars found on great white sharks suggest massive squids are attacking them. So if you're watching this, you can see some pictures. But okay, so this is really long, in-depth, crazy shit. So for 5 years, across 2008 to 2019, marine experts at Isla Guadalupe have spotted sucker marks and scars on a total of 14 great white sharks. This is from 2 days ago. According to a newly released study, marine scientists have found evidence that suggests great white sharks in the Pacific Ocean are being attacked by gigantic squids. Their stunning claim comes from scars and sucker marks found on the fearsome predators. Though the idea of an enormous tentacled creature battling a shark with razor-sharp teeth sounds like a vintage monster movie, the encounters have been officially documented around Guadalupe Islands off the Baja California coast. Jesus. Published in the Scientific Reports Journal, the study examined 14 great white sharks with peculiar scars on their bodies. Most of the specimens had yet to reach adulthood at the time, and the unusual marks almost universally appeared on their head and trunks. So apparently, those suckers on squids are serrated. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, they're serrated suckers, which I didn't know. But that sounds like they would definitely leave a fucking scar. The scars observed on the white sharks were double or single layers with multiple sucker marks around the shark's head and in the trunk between the dorsal and pectoral fins. Wounds near the shark's mouth and trunk suggest a defensive response from squid to the shark. That's just fucking really, really crazy. Interactions between sharks and cephalopods aren't new. Species such as blue sharks, for instance, get half their diet from these predatory mollusks. Rich in protein and carbohydrates, squids are an important part of these sharks' healthy diet. According to accounts of great whites, interaction with large squids, however, are sparse and make this study invaluable. So maybe it's just it's like a theory, I guess, because of what the scars look like. What I need is video. I need some scuba diver to capture a fucking video of a shark versus squid. However, there's another thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, so the largest predatory fish on Earth, great white sharks, grow an average length of 15 feet, with some longer than 20 feet that have been recorded. They're found in fairly cool and coastal waters. On the surface, it seems like nothing but orcas could threaten them. Eastern areas of the North Pacific Ocean provide a fertile opportunity to reconsider that, however. In range of the region's great white sharks, these are hotspots of substantial squid activity. There's a large variety of them, too, ranging from foot-long neon flying squids to jumbo squids and giant squids that can grow up to 46 feet.
That's so big.
That's fucking just hard to even imagine. Okay, so the fascinating encounters are currently believed to occur at great depths. It is well established that subadult and adult great white sharks routinely dive down to the twilight zone, a layer of water beyond sunlight's reach, between 650 and 3,300 feet deep. In the shared offshore foraging area, great whites reach an average depth of 1,400 to 1,600 feet, while they descend deeper than 980 feet in Guadalupe. Thus, these sharks are in regular contact with a variety of animals likely to have caused these scars. It's fucking crazy. I don't even think that it's real. Any of these creatures.
That is nuts. Dude, it's funny. Like, fucking, I don't know. That shit's like scary. Like, the fuck, dude. Twilight Zone, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's creepy. Ocean shit like kind of creeps me the fuck out. Like,
me too.
I would never. The ocean kind of fucking scares it. Like the water. I'm just not good with water. Just crazy that shit's going on down there. Fucking crazy.
Well, it says, while we await more direct evidence that great white sharks battle giant squids, we'll just have to make do with this enthralling image of shark versus squid combat.
That's nutty. That's nutty.
That's fucking really
That's
nutty.
what Elon needs to get on. He needs to get on dropping cameras down all over the ocean so we can start seeing what's going on. We need to stop trying to get to Mars, and we need to start fucking discovering what's going on below our goddamn oceans.
I mean, how much can you ask from the guy? It's either Mars or the ocean. More. It's either Mars or the ocean. You gotta pick one. Where's James Cameron when you need him? I thought he was out there diving down fucking... when I was reading the whale thing, I'm like, I can't even imagine that whales are real. It's just, then I stumble across sharks versus giant squids, which is seeming like a reality. There's just no video evidence of it. That's just craziness.
You know what creeps me out is fucking, and this isn't even that crazy, but freaks me out is there's this spot here in Oregon, I'm going blank, but it's on the Columbia, but it's like this weird split. Maybe it's not on the Columbia. But it's right where the Columbia and the Willamette intersect. I can't remember if it's on the Willamette or the Columbia, but there's this swimming spot that's just this huge beach. Everyone swims. Just like that's the spot to go right out of Portland is you go swim on that. And fucking one of
Nice.
my fishing buddies was like, oh, like he's teaching me the Oregon waters, how to fish because it's a little bit different than it is in Idaho. You know what I mean? And and dude, he gets me into sturgeon, and I didn't even really know what sturgeon was. And then he like showing me that, and then I start seeing pictures of sturgeon. I'm like, looks like a fucking shark. They just
They're
look
big.
like sharks. And then he's like, oh yeah, they can get up to like 10, 12 feet long. I'm just, what? And he's like, oh yeah, and one of the best fucking spots to catch them is right here, and they hang off real close to fucking shore. And so you just have thousands of fucking people lined up, and there's just these behemoth shark-looking motherfucking fish hanging out right where they're fucking swimming. And it's just crazy to fucking imagine. Like, yeah, 12 feet is like record level, but I mean, an 8-footer is common. 8-foot fucking sturgeon. And they're fucking
8
monsters. Monster. And they look like sharks. They look like fucking sharks. It makes me never want to swim again. Like, I'll go into a pool, but I don't want to go swimming with these fucking monsters. Fuck that.
Even in a pool, my mind starts to wander. Like, there's probably one in here somewhere.
Yeah, and then you start thinking giant squid and sharks, dude. Get out of here. Like, I'm glad to be on land. I'm glad I don't have to go deal with that food chain. You know what I mean? Like, you think bears and cougars are fucking scary. Fuck that, dude. Fucking 40-some foot fucking squid. Imagine if that thing was on land, just fucking walking around. And you have to deal with that goddamn thing walking around. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude. And giant squid and shark at depths where there's no more sunlight.
Yeah, in the pitch black. Get out of here.
Fuck you. Fuck off. Dude, I'm just scared. Would you go in like the cage where they throw a bunch of chum and you're in the
I don't know, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm not good with water. I'm not very good with it. I'm not.
I almost feel like I would do that.
I'm the kind of person that the seaweed touches me and I will fuck off. I fucking start swimming faster. You know what I mean? Like, fucking stop touching me. I don't think I could. It would be crazy cool. Maybe I could. If I was on a big enough boat, if I was on like a really big boat and then they had like a really badass crane system and like I trusted all the gear, I'm like, okay, there's no way that this can fail. You know what I mean? We got like backup lines just in case the chain breaks. You know what I mean? Like everything's fucking good. You know what I mean? I trust it. It's all brand new gear. Like, okay.
Wait, you're scared of the cage falling down to the
or
the
something?
bottom of the
Yeah, that would be part of the fucking fear. You know what I mean? Like chain breaks and you're just, what the fuck? You know, you're just dropping sharks all around you. Think about that. See, that's where my mind goes. Let's think about
think of that. There's just what sounds terrifying to me is being in the ocean under the water where it's perfectly bright out. But the thing is, you can only see so much distance, and then it just you can't see any further than that, and you're looking out, and then like the shape of it just starts appearing.
Yeah, it'd be freaky. That would be a whole other thing to think about, you know.
Yeah, that's
it'd all be creepy. I get scared. Yeah, I get nervous in water situations. We're not meant to be in water. You know what I mean?
I know.
We're not supposed to be there. Like we evolved out of there to get the F out of that environment because it's a crazy dangerous environment. And I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. You're good. I've got like anxiety going now. I'm not even having to deal with it, and I'm just thinking about it, and like I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it.
I'm in the middle of a continent, and I'm scared of sharks. Like, yeah, I guess if you're say the average person can hold their breath for who knows 30 seconds, 40 seconds, the average person maybe. If that's the case, then yeah, you're not meant to be underwater. You're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, not at all.
It's just terrifying, and I don't know. I don't know. I saw this TikTok of a fishing boat on the Bering Sea or whatever, the Bering Strait or whatever it's called at night, and it's like the perfect storm movie. They're going like down waves and like up waves, and it's not fucking. It's not flat water. It's like whatever those fishers, Alaskan fisher people are doing, and it's like the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh my, fuck you. I wouldn't you couldn't pay me enough money. Fuck you. I will work at McDonald's.
I know. I want to. There's certain jobs I like. Romantic wise, seem really, really dope. And like I've always wanted to log because I don't know what it is about it's just somewhat romantic to me. The idea of going out in the woods and logging. Like I want to do that job before I die. And fucking Alaskan fishing, it'd just be fucking dope to have that under your belt. Like, yeah, I went out and did some fucking cool but middle of the night, pitch black, waves like that, I would be crying. Like I would literally that would break me. I guarantee it would scare the living shit out of me.
Yeah. I'll probably you shoot yourself in the head if your ship is capsizing. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure they have.
I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with the middle of the ocean getting tossed around, waiting for a shark to come eat me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'd be miserable. It'd be so bad.
I don't know. It's a crazy world. It doesn't even make
imagine
sense.
like being on the Titanic, dude. That would have been the most horrific thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, middle of the night, the water would have been so cold. If there's friggin' icebergs around, it would have been so cold. And you're just pitch black. It's what year did that happen? 1914? What year was that?
1912.
1912. So 1912. There's no helicopter coming out to save you. You know what I mean? It's going to take a long time for people to even know that you're floating across the freaking ocean. You know what I mean? Like, oh man. Oh, I can't deal.
I remember it was 1912 because I remember in 2012
it was the 100-year anniversary.
It was, and they put the Titanic movie back in the theater to celebrate the 100-year anniversary. So just always remember that in 2012 it was the 100-year. That's just crazy. I didn't even think that's real. It's like it's like you're sitting in your cabin, like you're drunk, it's warm, you're laying in bed or something, like this is the greatest cruise liner ever, like and this thing's so big it ain't going down. It's too big to fail. And then people are like, "Oh, it's going down? What? No way." Yeah, and there's only 12 lifeboats or whatever. Fuck. Crazy. Yeah, there's this whole Titanic conspiracy theory. Maybe I should make some notes on it or something. It's fucking crazy.
That it didn't happen?
No, it was an insurance scam. It was an insurance scam.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
By J.P. Morgan himself.
I never have heard this conspiracy theory. Yeah, do your research. Come back on. Explain it.
Yeah. Instead of butchering it now in 5 seconds, maybe I'll use it for some content. Yeah, the ocean's a scary place, but yeah, it's just crazy.
You haven't, man, and I don't know why that whole segment legitimately gave me anxiety. I'm sorry. I can imagine. I'm just imagining. I don't like water. Like I don't like it. I don't want to think about it. And I've been dealing with scary water all week long. It's all I've been dealing with is scary water all week long and arguments about how I'm gonna die in this fucking water. And then we're talking about deep sea. Like I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I just think that you can't get attacked by a shark if you don't go in the water.
That's very true. Until they grow legs, ain't happening. And you can't get attacked by a sturgeon if you don't go in any rivers. So just stay dry, take your showers in the bathtub.
Is it freshwater or is it saltwater?
They're in freshwater.
But the river goes into the ocean?
Yeah, it's the Columbia River. They can get up to the they can get all the way up to the John Day or the big dam there. And then they can't go any further.
John Deere.
No, John Day.
It's not weird that a freshwater river releases into the ocean, but it's not salt water until it hits the ocean.
Well, yeah, the water's going down.
Going down?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like
that's just weird. So then freshwater fish...
I know there's like a...
so do freshwater fish go into the salt water?
Yeah, salmon. That's what makes fucking salmon salmon.
Because they swim against the current.
They go okay. I'm no fucking fish expert, but I know salmon do this. They leave they spawn in fresh water, and then they fucking go down to the ocean, and it's what gives them their red color is the fucking. And they go spend like 2 years out in the ocean, and then they come back up to die, and then they go back up into fresh water and go spawn, and then fucking go back out, and then you have kokanee, which are landlocked salmon. And there's like different kinds of salmon. So you got kokanee, then you got like steelhead salmon. I don't know. I'm no fucking. I'm sure some fish experts can be like, you're a fucking idiot, but I know that much is true. And then I also know. I know this is a little bit different, but I know there's a section. It's called something on a river, to where you're in between the salt water and fresh water, and it's like the churning point. And there's a name for that at a river, and there's like things happen right there to where like it's not, it's diluted water. It's like way more fresh than seawater, but it's way more seawater than fresh water. And they're like, there's this section in rivers to where
Right.
I think like certain like like seashells and or like clam, like that kind of shellfish like shit will like happen in there that's like unique, and fish shit will happen in there that's like unique because it's like a unique area of water.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass, but I've heard something about this.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. All of our fish expert listeners are pissed.
Yeah, they're like, you're a fucking
I hate kokanee.
idiot.
Kokanee, just disgusting Canadian beer. I never was a fan. Yeah. Well,
Okay. Are we ready
me.
for this? Okay, I explained.
So wait, what is it?
Huh?
After the music, there's gonna be
that's
dirty
what I'm
talking?
going to explain. Just a real quick recap. I already explained it a little bit earlier, but I'm about to get into something. You can listen. You right now, don't turn it off. Everything's going to be fine. You're not going to hear anything dirty. But at the end of the episode, I'm going to play the section I'm going to take out right now. You're going to hear the whole joke in its entirety, but I'm telling you, I'm warning you again, this is as filthy gets. I think Brad will probably quit the show after I get done telling this. And I'm serious.
Oh my God.
This is bad. This is bad news bears. Don't listen unless you're ready to listen. Okay?
Okay.
And then after the joke, there'll be there's a topic that goes on. There's a reason why I'm doing this. Is because there's a spiel after this one. So this might be the longest episode of the Eric and Brad show, because we're at 2 hours now, and we got a good thing going here.
Okay.
Okay. So there's this
So are
talent.
we ending it right now?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm going to tell the beginning of the joke, and then it's going to cut out. You're going to hear the end of the joke, and then you're going to hear a whole conversation post-joke about the joke, and then we'll end it. And then at the end of the episode, you're going to hear the entirety of the joke in its whole form.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And I think I'm ready. You got me so fucking antsy with all that fucking shark talk. I'm not in a good space. So
Sorry. And also people, look, 2 hours a week is unheard of. Like, nobody does that. Okay, that's and we never set out with this 2 hour thing in mind. It's just so much. But look, it's working. I mean, it's working, I guess. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Okay.
It's a lot.
So there's this Jewish talent agent, and he runs a talent agency down in Hollywood, and it's kind of a revolving door of acts coming in just to get hired on so that he'll do it. So one day this family walks in. It's a mother, father, daughter, son, dog. And they all walk into the office, and the talent agent goes, "Well, okay, well what's your whole gig about?" And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna..." And then they all turn around and they go and they look at the talent agent and they go, "We're the aristocrats." And that's the end. And that's the end of the joke.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever heard this joke before?
No.
Okay, and I didn't do as good as I couldn't get into it. But that's the joke. Okay, in 2007, 2008, 2009, Penn Teller. So we're back now. That's the joke. And that okay, so Penn Jillette? Isn't that his name? The talkative guy. He made a documentary. About called The Aristocrat. You've never heard about this before. Ever. Okay.
No,
so he made a documentary about The Aristocrat where it's 100 comedians tell that joke. And that's the entirety of the joke, but it's told 100 different ways. And the joke makes no sense at all. It's not supposed to make sense. But I didn't do very good because I'm not a stand-up comedian. I wish I was. But there is, if you watch it, you start to understand where the comedy is. And so the idea is, and like George Carlin came out and said, no one should ever tell this joke. No comedian should ever tell this joke to a live audience because it's not for them. This is for comedians. And a lot of comedians have said this is a comedian to comedian joke. It's meant to be told outside of comedy clubs, and the jokes come from the improv of the joke. Like the whole idea is to get as filthy as you can with other comedians and it's all about shock value. But like a lot of there's a lot of like what's his name? The guy that plays the bird in Aladdin. What's that guy's name? Who has a really crazy voice? No.
Oh, Gilbert Gottfried. Sorry.
Gilbert Gottfried. He does it. He's really good at this joke. Like he does one. The guy from like the killers that have killed this joke, and you can look him up on YouTube, is Godfrey, and then the guy from Full House. This guy from Full House, father in Full House. What's the guy's name? Yeah, the father from Full House. He also did AFV, America's Funniest Home Videos. He was the original host of that. God damn it, what's that guy's name? Anyways, he tells it, and that one's crazy because for a lot of people...
Oh, yeah. God damn it. I know who you're talking about.
And he's a filthy comedian, but it's funny because... Bob Saget.
Yeah.
So Bob Saget and Gilbert Gottfried have told that like they have like some of the most famous views on YouTube. And Bob Saget's is absolutely filthy. But so the whole idea is like, but there's a lot of comedy that comes from I watched one last night or the night before from the guy from South Park. He tells it, and he's in this room, and they're like filming him, and it's just a shitty video. And he's telling the joke, and like someone will start busting up laughing, and he's like, and they'll like say something, and they're like, "Is this real?" And it'd be like, "Well, now I got to start over again." You know what I mean? And start and like the little like one-liners in there like that. You know what I mean? Like little quick jokes, like just improv, like are little things like that become funny. But at first take, like I did a horrible. That was really bad. I didn't do very good at all. I was just going for filth there, and that is the idea of the joke. But the beauty of the joke, which I think most people really miss, is the improv in the middle of the joke. It's not really about being dirty, but it's almost like you have to be dirty. You have to be as vile as possible. And there is some comics that can be funny in the vile. And I would suggest people go watch The Aristocrat. It's a great movie. Robin Williams is in it. Just all these comedians. And they all tell the same joke over and over and over again. But there's this weird history of that joke. And then there's and I should have done a little bit more research, but there's a famous telling of it's one of the most famous tellings of the joke was on Johnny Carson. And what they do is he starts telling the joke, and then they cut to commercial break. And then when the commercial comes back, he's like, "The Aristocrat." And then everyone in the audience is laughing so hard that they play it for like 2 minutes and nothing is said except the audience laughing. And then they cut to commercial break again. Or it's some story like that. And but it's weird because at first take, most people are like, that joke doesn't make any sense. And that's kind of the beauty of the joke. Is it doesn't make any sense. And I can't remember, there's a lot of argument of like where it started, but there's so much history about this joke, and every comedian has heard it, but most people haven't heard it. But it's this like secret underground comedy thing, and it's beautiful.
That's crazy.
I fucking love it. And you've never heard about that?
No, I can't believe I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, and if you get on YouTube, you can find a bunch of comedians telling that joke. And like I would say, Gilbert Gottfried fucking nails it. He's so good at doing it. Bob Saget nails it. And like I did, mine is pitiful. Mine is when you hear it, you're gonna be like that. Well, that was dumb. But you'll understand when you listen to it. That's the idea. Like that's really what you're supposed to do. That's what most people do. Some people, I guess, it's been forever since I've seen the movie. Some people tell it clean, it's just more they, go down a different road with it. But 99% of people, it's just vile. It's meant to be vile. It's meant to be how you're gonna hear it at the end of the episode. So that's that.
But it's like a challenge for a comedian.
Yeah, it's like an initiate. Yeah, it's meant to be in the comedy world. And like some people were like, I think upset by Penn Jillette or whatever doing this video. Like it's not meant for, it's meant to be like a secret. And he like kind of exposed it to the world.
Right.
But it's good.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I got that movie when I was pretty young. And I remember just sitting there in my room. We rented it from fucking one of those like Blockbuster places. And I was just sitting in my room alone, just what is happening right now? It was just one of those moments where like you come across something that you're not supposed to come across as a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just like probably is why a lot of problems I have. You shouldn't be hearing that at a young age.
Yeah. Jesus.
So, erickandbradshow@gmail.com. I want to know if you guys have heard of that. Email us. Tell us if you've heard of that joke before, or if I'm introducing you into a weird realm of comedy.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. If you were like a first time listener, your mom walked in and heard some of that, you'd be like, "What the fuck are you listening to right now?" Yeah.
That's true.
I should have done better. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. I didn't do that good. I didn't get into it. You're supposed to like really get into it.
That's how I would have done worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I laughed. I laughed at one point. Not at the end though. I don't know. That's fucking weird. It's just shocking.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch some clips of it. I want to hear Godfrey tell it for sure.
I fucking love Gilbert Gottfried. He's so fucking funny.
That's fucking crazy.
Well, Erick and Brad Show, episode 32 in the books. 32. We'll see you after the music for, a little special secret time.
Special secret time.
Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Bye. Okay, so there's this Jewish talent agent, and he runs a talent agency down in Hollywood, and it's kind of a revolving door of acts coming in just to get hired on so that he'll do it. So one day this family walks in. It's a mother, father, daughter, son, dog, and they all walk into the office, and the talent agent goes, "Well, okay, well, what's your whole gig about?" And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna show you." And so it starts out, and the dad smacks the wife a little bit. She does this, and the two kids sit down in a little chair, and then he pulls his wife's dress up, and he starts fucking fingering her right in front of the two kids, and the dog's sitting there, and he starts sniffing the little boy's asshole, and then they all line back up, and they all strip down butt naked, and then and that's just the beginning. The talent agent fucking steps back, like, Jesus Christ, okay, and then the mother bends over, and the father starts fucking the mother, and right in front of everyone. And then the son starts fucking the daughter, and they're doing it side by side. And then the dog starts humping the little boy behind him. So they got two trains going. And then once that's done a little bit, they've warmed up a little bit, the fucking son starts fisting the mother. But now it's torn the vagina a little bit, so there's blood starts dripping on the floor. And so now you've got a little blood puddle going on. Well, at this point, the daughter throws up, and so now you got a little bit of throw up and blood pile going on. And at this time, the son's a little bit of an early comer. He starts jacking it at the sign of this, and he jacks into this pile. So you got a pile of cum, blood, and vomit all kind of mixing together, And then they all start skating in circles around in this pile of shit. Well, and then the dad starts getting a blowjob from the daughter, and the son starts getting a blowjob from the mother at this time. And again, the talent agent is just like, Jesus Christ, what is going on here? And then they all come on the floor together, and then they all turn around, and they go and they look at the talent agent. And they go, "We're the aristocrats."